Everyone will tell you that Funny Games is one of the most disturbing horror movies ever made, but when I watched it, it honestly felt like a breath of fresh air. Not because it was fun to watch, but because it was one of the few movies that refused to follow the rules.
Wo ist die Fernbedienung? Wo ist die scheiß Fernbedienung?
Most horror movies today follow a list of rules that go something like this. A threat is introduced, the movie builds some tension, the hero gets hope, then the hero wins and the audience is satisfied. This pattern has, in my opinion, become pretty overused. The thing with Funny Games is that it breaks the viewer's expectations every chance it gets. The movie follows a family who get trapped in a nightmare after two polite young men enter their home and slowly take complete control over them. The father gets his leg broken by the men early in the movie and loses all power to help his family. He basically becomes irrelevant from then on, like background noise. The kid runs off and searches for help at their neighbor's house and manages to find a gun. The movie builds hope but crushes it quickly when the kid fires the gun and it's empty. The kid then gets dragged back to his parents and is unfortunately killed shortly after. The scene after the kid got killed was honestly one of the most excruciatingly boring scenes I have ever watched. Maybe it was because of my extremely short attention span. The two men leave and the mother begins to look for help, making the audience hopeful. But then she's brought back by the two men and there is no progress whatsoever for the family. She manages to shoot one of them with the shotgun on the table, but one of the men picks up the remote and rewinds the scene so that she doesn't shoot him. This scene made me realize how different this movie actually is. It doesn't just crush all hope, it makes it extremely clear that the family is powerless and will lose. The two men kill the husband and take the mother out on a boat ride. One last time the mother picks up a knife and tries to cut herself loose, but one of the men laughs and throws it away. She is then casually thrown into the water and drowned. I was honestly shocked by the ending the first time I saw it. I expected the mother to survive and defeat the two men in some way. I almost expected her to get the remote and wind back the movie to before her child was killed. I still waited for the rescue from the lake when the credits rolled, but the two men went on to the next family only to repeat the cycle. Funny Games succeeded exactly where most horror movies fail. It wasn't predictable. That's what made it so weirdly satisfying to watch. Because I didn't know what was going to happen, ever. That made me feel as powerless as the family in the movie. If horror movies today didn't follow the same boring pattern every other movie used, they would be much scarier to watch, since nobody would be able to predict what was going to happen. I'd like to go to the cinema and not know if my favorite characters will win or not, and maybe see the villain win sometimes. That would make horror movies feel scarier and much more like horror.